You're welcome to today's broadcast. Sure Destiny TV, reaching people and touching lives.
Hello, Nigerians. This is your friend and brother, Dr. Haruna Goro. It's always a joy to come to you again with another broadcast. Today, we're going to be seeing the different people that are endorsing Peter Obi.
Now, let me quickly take you up on Peter Obi of the Labour Party, who is making great impact in the run-up to the 2023 presidential election. How will you rate his chances? Do you see him and his party as capable of causing an upset in this coming election?
Well, what I can tell you about Peter Obi is this. He has changed the dynamics of politics, whether advertently or inadvertently. He has now turned around to be a symbol for what people don't all want in the country called Nigeria. And so I doff my heart for him and wish him well, because he has also done one singular thing for the Southeast, which is to be that we are on the table. Whether he wins or not, what is important is that you're seen at the table. For him, we want to wish him well and ask him to go out there and make a change, not the APC change that took us from top to bottom, but the real change that will make our lives better.
The pathway for your party is going to be slightly more difficult than 2019. And the fact that for those who are postulating to say Tinubu might be ahead of your candidate in the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, what are your permutations?
Let me say to you again, I am a PDP member. I'm a leader in this party, but I've always said to you, you can't survive a storm when you hide the truth. Obi is a danger to watch out for. Obi is more of a chronic cancer to PDP. That's no denying. In the Southwest here, people might not like to hear that. They might say Fayose is this. I don't see how PDP wants to win in the Southwest. Anybody deceiving us can continue to deceive us. I don't see how PDP will win in the Southeast. The South-South will be a combination of all interests. Let me now come back to the key states of the North. Without deceiving ourselves, there's so much work to be done in North Central. Both PDP and APC has picked no candidate either as president or vice president in Kaduna and so on and so forth. The Northeast is where you have the candidate of the APC and Yobe
Borno State and Adamawa State,
and so on. Or negotiating with Obi would be a good thing.
As far as I'm concerned, I would prefer to have the best president, the best president of Nigerian origin. And if you ask me if you're going to ask who do I think will make the best president, I would say, and it's going to upset a lot of people, but I would say Peter Obi. Peter Obi will be an absolutely fabulous president. If Peter Obi were president of Nigeria, Nigeria would be like Dubai in a matter of years.
Aren't you afraid that Peter Obi's candidacy may be seen from the prism of the Southeast in the North? Because some people are beginning to say, look, Peter Obi is pandering more as a Southeastern candidate, not as a Nigerian candidate. While some people are also saying that, look, those from the North needs to understand Peter Obi very well. When the campaign season begins, how prepared is the Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum, including your party, the Labour Party, to sell Peter Obi as a pan-Nigerian presidential candidate and not someone who should be seen from the prism of the Southeast alone?
So when people argue in this manner about a candidate from the Southeast, the fear of other zones, particularly from the North, it is laughable. The logic is so warped. I mean, we have had presidents coming from other regions of the country, from the Northeast, Northwest, North Central, Southwest, and even South-South. Why is it that we don't talk about that only when it comes to talking about a candidate from the Southeast? That is what you will never find an explanation. So if this country is to move forward, it is not about where one comes from. It is about what the person who throws up his self for leadership, his or herself for leadership, what he can do. And so far, Peter Obi has been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt, even in his own consultations, that he understands the problems of this country. He understands the economy very well. He understands what he can do with regard to security. He understands more about education. So when you have a leader, not only because of the zone he comes from, no, but also the stuff he is made up of. I mean, you cannot compare Peter Obi to others who have always paraded themselves and talk about the region they come from. Peter Obi is a pan-Nigerian. He doesn't talk about the region he comes from. He doesn't talk about who he is. He talks about what he can do for Nigeria. And that is the kind of leader we want. You have already seen how from the north to the south, from east to west, Nigerians of all walks of life, irrespective of their religious background, irrespective of their cultural or ethnic background, irrespective of their region, they are coming together and they are saying one thing: we are tired. We are tired. We are looking for leadership. Leadership that has humanity at the center. Leadership that will look at Nigerians as the same. Not leadership that will look at Nigerians from the prism of ethnicity or region or religion. So it is a simple arithmetic.
And I come back to you, Professor Mekako. What do you say to those well-grounded politicians in APC and PDP who just dismiss Peter Obi as a social media sensation, and of course that he keeps reeling out fake statistics and that he doesn't have experience in running a federal government or having been in a position of working in the federal government, apart from just being chairman of the Security and Exchange Commission, which is just a temporary job? What do you say to those kind of people who just dismiss him as someone who shouldn't be taken seriously by the regular politicians who have been in the system for years?
Well, those people may have spoken out of ignorance. They do not know the man called Peter Obi, a former governor. From our investigation, we found out that Mr. Peter Obi, as a former governor, has no plot of land in Anambra State. I don't know of any other former governor that doesn't have land in his place. We found out that Peter Obi doesn't enjoy gratuity, no pension.
Now, when you say, sorry to just interject, if you say he has no land in
Anambra
State,
I
know his residence is based in Onitsha.
No. Given by government. Okay. No land allocation by government to Peter Obi. This is our private investigation, and I want to be proved wrong. I know people are listening to us. We found out that Peter Obi has no official land plot allocated to him by Anambra State government. We found out that no pension, no gratuity. We know some former governors who are earning up to 300 million from their state. They are at the Senate. They are earning at the Senate. They are still earning at their state. Peter Obi. We also, part of restructuring we are talking of is to reduce the cost of governance. You see where politics has become the most thriving industry in Nigeria today, where chief executive has so many special this, special this, special this, special that, sometimes up to 100, one person. Peter Obi is not going to do that. He's going to cut the cost of governance.
Yeah, I mean, I must state it clearly here that we can't start. This is not yet campaign season.
We are not campaigning for him.
That this is what he's going to do. Yeah, the issue of cost of governance is very high, and that's part of the reasons why you're considering him. Yes. What do we do as a nation?
Yes. These other politicians that have dismissed Peter Obi, saying that he quotes wrong figures, these are the people who are sharing money, they trust in the power of their deep pockets. But you can see, in Kano, a Kano man, a Fulani donated the property for the campaign of Peter Obi. Go to Lagos, go to other parts of the country, non-Igbos. So Peter Obi is a national phenomenon. People who are progressive, progressive-minded Nigerians, irrespective of their ethnic or religious background, they want a change, and they are rooting for Peter Obi. So those politicians who are hoping, trusting in their deep pocket and the state machinery, they will meet their Waterloo because Nigerians are tired.
Some time ago, Peter Obi met with the G5 governors just to agree on the way forward as it has to do with the upcoming presidential election. The G5 governors are from PDP, and we know that Peter Obi is from Labour Party. I want you to hear what Peter Obi said concerning their meeting. He didn't go into details, but I think we can deduce something from it.
I can tell you the only deal I have with them is that they are passionate for a better Nigeria. That's the only deal. Everybody wants Nigeria to survive now. Everybody, because at the end of the day, if it collapses, anarchy consumes everybody. You wouldn't see a party. If they throw a bomb now here, you wouldn't know who is governor, who is the gate man. So it is better we save Nigeria, because if it happens, nobody knows who will be affected. So we want Nigeria to be saved. We want a better Nigeria. Everybody wants to bequeath to his children anarchy. Look at him caring about those people in IDP camp. They're not his children. They're not anything. He can just walk away and say they're not his business. But he's caring about them, and that's what we want. We want a Nigeria that will show the same patriotism by caring about people and everything.
Another PDP governor that has also spoken concerning Peter Obi is Governor Obasaki of Edo State. Let's hear what he has to say.
The future of our politics in this country is changing. I don't know how you are, whether you are closely watching what is going on. The level of disenchantment with the existing parties. I'm sure in all our homes here, we have so many people now who call themselves obedience. I don't know whether you have them in your house. Just ask them, where are you, which party are you for? They say obedient. They don't want us. They are not talking about APC or PDP. They are looking for alternatives. And they are much, much more. You see all of them queuing for PVCs now. They are not looking the direction of APC or PDP. They are looking for alternatives.
I know Anambra very well. When I met the governor who had just finished his tenure, I asked him, I said, my dear brother, I have been longing to thank you immensely. You did something remarkably well. God bless you. He said, my brother, what is that? I said, the international airport you built in Oka. I said, I am exceedingly happy. He said, oh my God, I'm happy hearing it from you. Then I added, I said, where did you get the money? He said, Biko, now my former colleague left the money behind. I laughed at it. I said, he left it. He said, frankly speaking, he left money in foreign currency. It's the money I saw. I said, look, let me leave a legacy before we go. So, I'm not promising. I won't leave money. I'm owing them here. And I'll leave the money well. My people in Taraba State, you have heard him. It's left for us to decide. Do we want a Nigeria of promise for our children? Or we want until we are kidnapped with our wives and kept in another place and be at the mercy of the kidnappers? All this is left for us to tell ourselves. I would rather that we will live in the very comfortable and live a full life as decent citizens in this country.
I want to say thank you very much for watching today's broadcast. I look forward to being with you again in my next broadcast. I'm telling you, as we get closer to the election, you will be hearing a lot from me. Sometimes I will not do a formal broadcast. I will just come online. Maybe I'm in the car, somewhere on the street. I will just go online, whatever I feel we need to hear, so that we remain current to what is happening in our dear nation. Once again, thank you for being part of today's broadcast. So see you next time. God bless you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I love you. This is your brother, Haruna Goro, signing out. Bye-bye.